Hey, yo, peace and love, world. It's the Love King of Soul and R&B, Raheem DeVaughn. And you know, I got soul.
I got to give you props real quick because I was looking back. We did our first interview, man, like 14 years ago, and I just gotta
Yeah,
gotta share some appreciation with you, man. I'm thankful to still be here, being able to interview you. You're still
yeah.
making music at such a high level that R&B lovers can enjoy. So I'm thankful, man. Thanks for always taking the time for us.
Thank you for sure. Thank you for having me, and thank you for your platform as always. It's great to see us both still here among the living and being productive and continuously reinventing ourselves, but all the while building a brand, and an extension of the brand, I guess you could say.
Absolutely. So I want to take this opportunity to recap this year for you a bit. It's been a big. I mean, you got a new project out now, Fall in Love, but we didn't get a chance to talk this year, and you've got three projects out, man. Like that,
Yeah,
that's unheard of. I mean, we haven't gotten projects from people in a decade, and you got three out in 1 year. I love it. I
yeah,
personally love it. But
yeah.
just recap. Let's start at the beginning of the year. Love Euphoria came out.
hmm
Collaborative project. Reflect on that project just a bit.
Oh, shout out to KP and Vidal Andrew. We actually are finishing up a deluxe kind of remix pack to that project that we put out back in February. Um, First single, the new single for that is out, is being received well. I think that's already on you guys' radar. You know, for those who don't know, myself and KP from the colleagues, we met, back I want to say maybe 2015, via social media. We've been working together ever since. It's grown into a beautiful friendship and just a foundation of support for one another musically to get things that we need to get done, projects and different artists that we collaborate with and the whole nine. So, those are my guys, Mandel as well. Uh, who's also featured on a cut, on Fall in Love as well. So, yeah, they family at this point, man. Anything that they call on me for, I'm there, and vice versa. And I look forward to hopefully making great music with them for a very long time.
It's amazing. I,
We
I
got we
just
got
think.
we got to we got to think of a name of the group though.
You
You
got
know what
any
I'm saying?
potential options so far?
Nah, we gonna we maybe we'll put some we'll put some straws in the hat and see what we pull out. You know what I mean? But
Right.
yeah, for sure. It's pretty much just kind of experimenting with jazz and soul and R&B and kind of fusing the three with jazz being at the forefront.
Put that project out earlier in the year and then over the summer, obviously the Summer of Love project, that kind of, caught us by surprise as well because you're coming off the other one. Talk about that one a bit.
Um, when the Summer of Love came about, you know, after my decision to like move masters and stuff like that over to United Masters and enjoy that system, which has been great by the way. You know what I mean? Um, they got dope artists over there and indie artists as well. Me personally, I like their accounting system. I like this, you know, and then it's a wonderful staff. I want to give a big shout out to Caesar over there, United Masters, because typically anytime I need to get something done, man, he sees it through. Um, really, Summer of Love was me just having fun and getting acclimated with, United Masters and just being completely indie per se, utilizing their platform for digital distro, but it's pretty much on me, at this point. So
Right.
which has really been anyway,
Yeah.
besides a very maybe a handful of people, that are on my day-to-day team and stuff of that nature, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's been great, man. Summer of Love, I feel like that was I was kind of plotting on the summer, and I was like, man, I need to put something out, and I was like, I got it, Summer of Love, which has become like a seasonal, anticipated, series of EPs, and people seem to be received it well so much that I said, with the season flipping the fall, let's do it again.
And then Fall in Love kind of caught us by surprise when I saw the press release for that one. I'm like, oh man, he did it again. He could
Yeah,
have helped himself because I know you're always creative, which I love. But talk about the
yeah,
inspiration to put that one out as well.
Just again, just experimenting, having fun, challenging myself with the melodies and the words, something that's already existed, you know, um, you know, I think it's safe to say that everything I do now, whether it's a more soul, whether it's more on the soulful or the R&B side, that is very it has a 90s nostalgia to it, um,
Yeah.
in a futuristic kind of way. I hope that's being received, and yeah. So hopefully people hear the influences in there. Remix Pat. Of course, there's the Isley Brother remake of "Let's Fall in Love," which is a record I've always loved. I love the entire catalog, of course, especially the ballads in particular. And I just felt like it just worked. Fall in love, let's fall in love. It was like it's perfect time to remake the record. I was on the fence about how I wanted it to feel. I approached it more from a acoustic um, vibe. And people have been checking for it and receiving it well. We go for ads for radio, in the new year, and yeah, I think it's gonna do well. We're definitely off to a great start. Shout out to BET, her and Soul, who were, premiere the video as well. So in a few days from now.
What I love about, what you're doing, especially hearing projects like this and what you've always given us, you never just throw stuff out there. Like you're never just going through the motions, even though you put out a lot of music, you put a lot of care into it. You're being creative. Like you said, you're experimenting, which I love. You're not, I mean, you could very easily just, put something out just to keep people happy, but you actually, I could tell you love creating. And I feel that when I hear this music.
Nah, for sure. Definitely love the creating. It's been some challenges in the past, and connecting the dots on like what I want the visuals to look like, what the new me looks like, and all of those things, and reinventing the music. That's just one part of it. It's about reinventing yourself and two as well. You know what I mean? So, I've been enjoying that, and you know, being suited and booted, and just kind of growing into this grown, sophisticated mannish at times, with the lyrics um, vibe. You know what I mean? And making sure that the photos and the video kind of content is cohesive. If you notice, last couple of projects I've been very meticulous in terms of like to the point that I might not put out like a photo, or I may not put out any video content to necessarily support the music, and the music has been thriving and doing what it's doing organically, and people supporting it, and coming to the shows and singing along and stuff like that. But yeah, I just I think we kind of gracefully and with the perfect time and have figured that part of it out. Big shout out to Cool Kids Forever, on the video content and media side of things. Um, just in me just understanding like I'm ready to be outside on the internet now, you know what I mean? Like a little
Yeah.
bit. So I hope this is resonating, and people are seeing that, and just the rollout and storyline, and just being able to connect with young creatives, and the innovative, bright thinkers, artistically, of right now and the future, is what I'm excited about. That's the period that I'm in this reinvention of Raheem DeVaughn.
I love it. I love it. It's interesting. I was going back to our website and looking back over the years, how many articles we've written on you compared to like other artists. You were number three of the most articles. Number one was Tank. Number two was music, and you were number three. That's as far as who's given us enough content to keep writing articles about. That just shows
Yeah,
how active you've been over the past 15 years, man. You're among the top of your peers, and I'm proud to say everything you've given us has been of high quality. So I'm just so proud of what you're still doing.
that's what's up, man. Shout out to my players. Shout out to my brothers in music. Both the music and Tank. And I'm coming for the number one spot, guys. Just letting you know.
I
I'm coming for the number one spot on articles, and
love it.
content.
Um,
Now those
I
are
love it.
those are
I
my
love it.
guys, man. We do a few shows a year together. Um, and just for music, for Tank, just to see what they're doing, and just reinventing themselves as well. Being as though they're artists that came out before I came out. Um, and and you aspire to inspire. So yeah, man. Kudos to them, and and to the solo RB community as a whole. Anybody that's working and putting that work in.
Yeah, absolutely. It's 2023. I got to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of my favorite Raheem DeVaughn album, a place called Loveland. I think I've
Okay,
told you this
cool.
before, but I still feel like
Yeah,
that's your pinnacle. But people may disagree. It's just my
yeah.
personal taste, but like just the flow of that album, the textures. I was just talking to someone about it because we were recapping 2013. Man, you put
Hmm.
jazz of Drew Hill, who's like such a dope vocalist, and kind of just threw him on an interlude, and I'm like, man, that's cold to do that. Like, but
Yeah,
that's the zone you were in. You had that pull, made it happen,
yeah,
man. But I just love that album.
yeah. And since then, I had the opportunity to work with Cisco on on the Omar Wilson record, which was Sean Stockton as well. Huge fan of Drew Hill. Again,
Yeah,
I look at artists like believe it or not, I look at artists like Drew Hill or Tank or Music as those are my OGs again because they my young OGs. They've been I remember the first time going to say a Republic Gardens to see like Music do the premiere in DC of the first time ever performing for like the DC crowd, at the height of like, you know, uh the first single doing what it was doing and the buzz, like who is this, what the aesthetic or what it looks like. So being an up and coming artist, then you kind of just like you fall in suit. So when I had the opportunity to like, get jazz on the record, um
yeah.
I ran at the opportunity, and we've been talking, man. We've been talking as of late.
Wow,
We may be working together. Like, I won't put it all the way out there yet, but we definitely talking, and there's some things in the works that we're gonna be doing together musically. Um, and I'm excited about it.
that's dope. I keep saying it, but I'm still astonished like how much you're releasing. Like, where does that hunger and that fire come from? Because I remember when you were dropping mixtapes back and jacking for beats, and you were hungry
Yeah,
and grinding and getting
yeah,
still getting your name out there. But now you could easily just tour
yeah.
and play your hits. And
That yeah. The goal is to grow the fanship, though. You know what I mean? As I get
yeah,
older, the fans get older. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
unfortunately, I'm not, I'm a young OG now, so you got, I got fans that, they're not walking into 2024. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, yeah,
have already transitioned and stuff like that. So, like and peers and friends, you know what I mean? Like industry friends. When I think about some of the guys that, we lost during COVID, Chucky Thompson,
yeah.
so forth and so on. Yeah, so for me, it's very important to, um, exist in the right now. And, my demo is changing, more people I'm getting definitely that 25 to 35, that 18 to 25. I'm seeing a spike in
Wow,
the
really?
yeah, I'm seeing a spike. Yeah, musically, I think the resurgence of R&B and soul music, and the platforms that you guys provide for us as artists. Um, I think that it's a lot of dot connecting happening, uh, organically. I said it time and time again, and I say it again. Like, to look up at a show and see like three generations at the show. Like the daughter and the mother
Wow.
and the grandmother. You know, I couldn't want for more. I couldn't ask for more in terms of like the following that I have, and the cult following, and just the fans, the way they support the way they do.
Yeah. The fans are going to get to see you on a pretty exciting tour next year, heading down the road with Ledisi for some dates. That's awesome,
Hmm.
man. Because Ledisi obviously is a beast, does a great live show. You deserve that spot on that stage next to her, man. Tell us about what you're looking forward to with that.
I'm excited. Led asked me to be part of this, and we go back like four flats, and it's not the first time we did it. It's not our first
Yeah,
rodeo, so I'm excited. I know I'm gonna feel right at home, surrounded by family and love, and you know, uh, tap into some new fanship. Shout out to BJ Chicago Kid as well, who's on
yep,
a few of the dates as well, and yeah, man, who's family as well. We worked together in the past, and also just kind of just remember BJ from me being out on the road with Jill, and just how dope he was then. You know what I mean? Just in that space. So just to see cats evolve, man, is great. I'm happy for all the things that Led has accomplished. As well as myself. So it's gonna be like it's gonna be like a family reunion out there.
yeah. I love it. Love it. Look forward to seeing that. And here we are, at the end of 2023. You have the new project out, but is there anything else you're looking forward to in 2024? Any surprise you have in store? Anything you might be looking to put out?
Absolutely. I don't know if you had spoken about it the last we talked, but there is a Marvin Gaye album coming, a body of work. I can't say exactly what it is just yet. And I'm looking to do some fusion, some hip hop stuff. I got a call from one of the members of Wu Tang about some things really exciting. You know,
Wow, that's dope.
yeah, you know, the West Coast and every West Coast favorite rapper. So it's some things, man. I'm gonna let I think I'm gonna let things manifest, but absolutely, I would say like listen out for the Marvin Gaye album that's coming in sometime in the near future. Definitely touring opportunities, a lot of music coming. I got a few Raheem DeVaughn presents projects that I'm looking to drop this year. Brenda and McKinney, Granique. Both of those will be Raheem DeVaughn presents projects. Um, I've been in the studio heavy with Tanya Nolan. Um,
Oh yeah, yeah,
what you can expect some great things to come from that. She's brought me in and just been trusting me with her art and her craft. Uh, so I'm excited about that in terms of like, writing, and I guess it's kind of like she's her own executive producer. You know what I mean? So I would say
yeah.
at best I would say co-executive producing the album, her body of work, series of EPs and stuff like that. So of course, Let's Celebrate is out right now. Pace Yourself, the record, the duet that we had out earlier this year, still doing well and streaming well. So those are a few things that I could talk about that I'm excited about. Some film and television stuff that have coming down the pipeline too as well. But just working, looking to create new partnerships, to do strategic things. You know, it's always a work in progress.
So, before we get out of here, I would love to hear your take on things because I love hearing your opinion. You're one of the most intelligent and in tune dudes when it comes to the industry, knowing how things work, knowing how to get
Hmm.
yourself out there. But how do you feel about the way, I guess, things have evolved in R&B? I don't want to get into a state of R&B discussion, but how do you view
Hmm.
like how R&B is evolving and how artists need to find new ways to kind of get themselves out there and use their brand and their platform?
Yeah, I mean, I think R&B is in a great space. Let me just say that. Like, I think it's in a great space for the for the OGs, for the young OGs, for the new emerging artists. If I had to give any advice, I would say, um, don't put all the energy into the gram or and the TikTok. Like, get outside. You know what I mean? Like, you know, um, understand that, like, get an understanding of what Polestar is, or and knowing what it is to fill a seat. You know what I mean? Because um, that value is invaluable. You know what I mean? That
Yeah,
think about you know what you want people to experience when they see you live for the first time. In hopes that when they see you live for the first time, that they want to see you again, or they'll come and see you for the rest of their life. You know what I mean? I recently did a show with Erica Badu and PJ Morton and
mm,
Houston, Texas, right outside Houston, but pretty much Houston, Texas, and it was of course Badu was the headliner. I was the opener on this particular gig. 60-minute set. Um, I think PJ said it was about 60 minutes as well. And then of course Badu, she can go as long as she want, what I mean, as she
yeah,
should. Um and I it was amazing, man. After I performed, I went out and I enjoyed PJ, I enjoyed Badu. And it was a very divert, when you take those that ticket was brilliant, what I mean, for a lot of different reasons. Um I feel like we all have our own audience and distinct sounds. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like a mini festival per se. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Like, a plethora of Raheem DeVaughn fans in there, um, PJ Morton fans in there, Erica fans. And I think for me and PJ, it's safe to say that there were definitely people in there who had not seen PJ live yet. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like there were definitely people who hadn't seen me live yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to be able to keep somebody's attention for 60 minutes plus, and they may be there and they only know like one of our
Yeah.
tunes. You know what I mean? It was like a very profound thing for me. And and humbling too. You know what I mean? Because it just kind of just it's just proof in the pudding that like we never stop growing as artists. You know,
Right.
and I think that's why of course collaborations stuff of that nature are so important as well. But um, like man, just dope, man. I know what I bring to the table and I know what I deliver. And to see PJ do it how he does it, do it his way, to see Erica do it the way she does it, and I walked away from that being inspired and saying like, wow, like it's great to see artists that are still in love with the performer arts of it and the craft of it and continue to just like get better. You know what I mean? Like, and it dawned on me like, as Badu was performing and you see, you look to your left and you look to your right, you look behind you, you look up in the nosebleeds and you see all these people, 6,000 people out there, based off of uh, an experience that they might have felt when they went to the show for the first time 15 years ago, 20 years ago,
Mm.
25 years ago. They went out one night and said, I'm gonna go see what the hype is about. And they can't get enough and they keep coming back for more. And that's all that I really, that's what I strive to the feeling I hope that I create, when I touch the stage. And and I hope that's the anticipation that I create when I say, hey, midnight, you know, November 21st, midnight, fall in love. I hope that
Yeah.
that it's like that feeling of like, when I listen to, Diary of a Mad Band for the first time,
Yeah.
bought the CD, ripped the packaging off, threw it in the car or threw it in the boom box or whatever, and just like zone zone zone. Um, yeah, it's what we it's what we live for. You know what I'm saying, and what we appreciate, and it's the arts. The culture.
Uh, I love hearing that perspective. If there were some fans that night of that show that didn't weren't familiar with you, I'm sure they left being becoming a new fan because I've seen your live show obviously a number of times, man. It's amazing. I've seen you get lost in the crowd before, like just people are loving it. So, and one of the best.
Thank you, thank you.
Absolutely. So I don't want to take up any more of your time, Raheem. I want to thank you again. Before we get out of here, anything you'd like to add?
Oh man, just again, thank you for your platform as always. Supporting the culture of soul and R&B. Keeping abreast of what's going on out there and just like cool historic facts and all the things, man. It's been dope to see you evolve as well. And yeah, definitely more music on the way.
We're ready for it, man.
You
We
know what I
can't get
mean?
enough, so don't
Yeah,
worry. We don't
yeah,
get tired of it. And
yeah. Shout out
before
to I
you
want to
go,
I do. I'm sorry. I do want to give a shout out to DJ Terry Hunter. We got a record out right now that's booming. Favorite things to do. You know what I mean? Gonna be shooting a video for that soon, and I may have to add that to one of my existing projects in the near future. For re-release as well. But yeah, I just wanted to shout him out. It's one of my favorite records right now. Um, we've been performing it too. We just started performing it. Last couple of shows, man. It's went over really well.
that's dope. Dope.